What's going on, guys, and welcome to my fishing adventures. I've come down to the mangroves today and I'm currently making my way towards the river. The reason I'm heading there is because I'm going to be chasing bloodworms. So if you don't know what bloodworms are, I'll pop a photo up now, but they're an absolute unreal fishing bait for estuary fishing. So I'm going to make my way to this river. I'll see you down there and I'll show you how to catch them. I've just ran into this little mud crab. Leave him alone, but it's pretty cool to see. So I've made it down to the river now, and as you can see, it is currently probably half hour until dead low tide. So we've come down here for that reason, and this muddy section here you can see is exactly where we're going to be targeting these bloodworms. So I'm going to jump down there now into the mud and we're going to start digging around. So I'm down in the mud now, and as you can see, it's super muddy. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So we want this nice soft mud that you can dig in quite easily, but you don't want mud that's too soft where if you're going to be digging, it's just going to be falling back in and filling your hole up. So this is the mud that we're looking for. Pulls away nicely, it's not too sloppy, and it's not too hard to dig in. So we are going to be digging with our hands today. That's just the way I do it. But you can use a pitchfork in some parts, so you'll have to talk to fisheries or whatever to work out where you can and can't use a pitchfork, but I like to be using my hands, and that's how we're going to be doing it today. Alright guys, here's our first worm. So that right there is a bloodworm. So it's not a big one, but it's definitely not a bad one for bait. So we'll keep that one. So this low tide, it's actually quite a big low tide. So usually I'd like the water out a bit further. As you can see, the water's kind of just filling up my holes, but we can still get around that. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting my hands down straight into the mud, and then I'm just pulling it back. And quite often when you do that, you'll actually see the worms and you'll pull them out. And then I'll just kind of search through that mud that I've just pulled back, and then do the same thing. And just keep searching straight down until we find some worms. When you are digging, one thing you just want to watch out for is all the mangrove roots. So we've got a mangrove root there. So I'm digging away from them. As you kind of go down, you can feel them every now and then. So yeah, you just don't want to be ripping those mangrove roots out and destroying them. One thing I like to keep an eye out for is, you can see just here, we've got some flowing water. So straight up there, that's a little creek that runs down. And I find that these little creeks here, they seem to just hold the worms. So yeah, it's a good spot to keep an eye out for and dig around. So we've got another one just here. So there's our second bloodworm of the afternoon. It's still not a big one, but it's not bad. Definitely a good bait one that we can use. So once you've dug your hole and you're done, you're going to move on. It's good to just fill the holes in and just kind of left it how you found it. So as we'd have seen in that last shot, my hair was covering the camera, so I lost about 15 minutes of footage. We ended up catching, I think, another 4 or 5 worms. I think I only got 3 on camera without my hair blocking it. So I'm back down to the mangroves today. We're going to get some more footage of catching worms, so I'll see you down at the water shortly, but I'll quickly jump back and show you the footage that I got at the end of that last trip, just of the worms that we caught. So I'll show you that now, and then I'll see you back down at the water. So there's our worms we just caught. I think that was 6. I think I broke another one in half, so there's about 7 for our bag limit. They're actually not too bad worms. They'll do us for a good fish. I'll clean them up and give you a better look. So I've given our worms a rinse off now, just in salt water. So we'll have a better look at them. So we ended up with 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We ended up with 6 of them. We had that little one that we let go. So because I'm going to be using these as bait tomorrow, I'm going to keep them alive tonight. So I've got this little dish here with salt water in it. This is the salt water I use to wash them, so I'll be tipping this out. That's why it's all muddy and murky. Putting a bit of fresh salt water in it, so clean salt water. I'm going to be using an aerator, and that'll keep them alive for tonight. So here's another look at our worms. It's a shame we didn't get a nice big one to show you, but these are still nice baits. So I'm going to go get some salt water now, some fresh salt water, and put them in that dish. Get the aerator going, and that'll keep them alive for tonight, and we'll use them for bait tomorrow. So hopefully we get onto a few nice whiting. But hey guys, we've made it back to the exact same spot we were last time. You probably can't notice it on camera, but there's actually more bank. The low tide's a bit lower today, which is good, so it'll make for better digging. But let's jump straight down there and start getting into it. Righto, we're in the mud again, so just going to start digging straight away. So last time we were here, we headed to the left and dug down that way. So we're going to head to the right to that today, and just dig in some new areas. There we go. Nearly didn't see that one. So there's a little one. If I was chasing baits, I'd let that one go. Which I'm going to let it go today anyway, because I'm only trying to get a bit of footage. So we'll put that one back in there. Oop. So that last one is just there. That's the hole I dug him out of. Just moved down to dig another hole, and we've got another worm here. Once again, another little one. So if I was targeting baits, I would let him go. Luckily for him, I'm not targeting baits, so he will be going back anyway. So that's 2 worms in probably 3 minutes, I reckon. Hopefully we can try and find some bigger ones. We've got a nice bit of bank to work with here. Oop, there we go. So just seeing that worm, so I'm going nice and deep to try and get it around him. What's that? I think that's another one. Alright, so we've got one just there. I'm not sure if that was the same one, so I'm just going to have a quick look through this. Alright, that must have just been the same one. Oh no. I think that's a mud skipper. So yeah, that's actually a mud skipper. I just seen his tail poking out covered in mud, so I thought it was a worm. But I'm just going to sit him here so he can find out where he wants to go, because I don't want to put him in there and fill the hole back in. That's super cool, that. It looks like he's digging back down, so we'll leave him and move on. There's a little worm there. Oh, hold up. So there's one here. Just put that there. I think I missed that other one, so I'll keep digging for him. Anyway, I'm not sure where that other one went. He was down a bit deeper than the one that I did pull out. But that's right, we got this one here, so we'll get him out of the mud. You just got to be nice and gentle with them to not break them into pieces. And that's a good time to talk about, so bag limits for these things. In Queensland, there's a bag limit of 50. There's no size limit on them. But when it comes to your bag limit, so I've obviously got one worm here, but if I was to break him, let's just say in half, that'll actually count as 2 worms for my bag limit. So yeah, you just gotta be careful. I mean, 50 is a lot of worms. I only ever take max 10 if I'm going fishing. But yeah, if you are targeting your bag limit, which is 50 in Queensland, just be mindful that if you happen to break one in half and you don't know, like in your bucket or something, that actually counts as another worm for your bag limit. So yeah, it's always a good idea just to stick under your bag limit of 50. So we got 3 worms so far in about, oh, not quite 10 minutes. I'd probably say 7 minutes or something. All too small if I was targeting baits, but I really want to get a nice big one on camera, so I'm going to keep going until the sun, or just before the sun's gone. I'll have to get out of the mangroves before then, but just going to keep digging until I can hopefully find a bigger worm. Righto guys, I'm out of the mud now. I'm an absolute mess. So I'm going to head home and have a shower and clean up, and then I'll start editing this video. But yeah, I just kept trying to push for that last worm, but it just wasn't happening. So it was probably 15 minutes in between our last worm, and I kind of had to give up. The tide was starting to come in, and the bank was closing up on us, but that's all right. We ended up with 5. They're only little. In our last session 2 weeks ago, we ended up with 7, which were nicer worms. They were good bait ones, which was good because we were targeting baits on that one. I am going to end the video here though, so thanks very much for watching guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Hopefully you're going to go out, target your own worms, get a couple nice worms and turn them into some nice fish. So good luck to yous. But yeah, I'm going to end this video here. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.